Do you want to know what Goldbach 2.0 is? And do you want to understand the hidden Goldbach ranges? In this world exclusive, I'm going to share with you for the first time ever the hidden Goldbach ranges. And this coincides with Hoppy releasing the next version of his official Goldbach book. So by the time this video goes live, the book will be available, and a link to his official text is in the description to this video. Now, as you know, all dealing ranges are defined by mathematics. The mathematics involve the power of 3 Goldbach numbers, and this allows us to know not only where the high and low of the dealing range is, and also where the premium discount arrays will be created. In this way, we know where the true equilibrium is, where the true breaker block is, where the true fair value gap and the order block will form. So we know as Goldbach traders in advance where the high probability discount arrays are and how they should be traded. Now, if you are not familiar with Goldbach, then please click the video in the top right hand corner to get an overview. And if you would like a full breakdown of Bitcoin, then click the video in the top right. This is the advanced Goldbach dealing ranges, the hidden Goldbach dealing ranges, which have not been seen before. Now, these are the power of 3 numbers. So quickly to recap, these define the dealing ranges. So when Bitcoin was trading less than $3, the higher the dealing range was 3, the low was 0. Once we broke $3, the high became 9. So the low was 0, the high was 9. Once we broke $59,049 on Bitcoin, the high became $177,000. And I predicted this many months ago before this whole pump. Okay, there's a link to that video in the top right now. It is not a straight line from 59,000 to 177,000. Okay, and what Hoppy's new research shows that he will release when this video goes live is that you have these hidden Goldbach dealing ranges. So the key thing to ask yourself is, what is the dealing range that we were playing in? So we were playing in the 59,000. I'll mark that out for you now. Okay, so this was the 59,000 dealing range. Okay, this is the old dealing range. We are moving towards the bigger dealing range, which goes up to 177,000, which is here. Okay, so let me show you what this looks like in a traditional Goldbach dealing range. There we go. Okay, the low is 0, and our long-term target for this dealing range is 177,000. But we don't have a straight line up. We have these intermediary dealing ranges. Now, how do you know what the intermediate high is of the dealing range? Okay, this is the mathematics I will share with you today. So the dealing range we've come out of is the 59,000 dealing range. We are heading towards the 177,000. So how do we calculate what the intermediary dealing range is? Okay, so we get the old dealing range, which is 59049. We add the next dealing range, which we are expanding to 177,147. And then we find the hidden dealing range by dividing by 2. Okay, so the intermediate range in between these two dealing ranges is $118,098. Okay, so this is the intermediate dealing range that price is pricing in. Once we break this, then we have more of a clean run to this 177,000. Now, if you're using the traditional indicator, how do you deal with this? Fortunately, there's a feature that has already built in, which takes into account the intermediary dealing ranges. Okay, so let me remove this to simplify your chart. Okay, so this is the ultimate dealing range, the power of 3 dealing range. That is the long-term target. We want the intermediate dealing range. For that, we use the custom power of 3 number. which is 118098. Now, you'll notice the high is the intermediate dealing range that we are looking for. And what does Goldbach tell you? Goldbach tells you that the dealing ranges that you use via mathematics define the high probability price discount arrays, meaning the order block will be formed here, the fair value gap, the liquidity void, the breaker block, and so forth. What do we have here? We have a monthly fair value gap in the fair value gap partition for the hidden dealing range. Okay, this is how you start to understand why price doesn't move in a straight line. However, it is still mathematically defined. Okay, it's just that the hidden Goldbach dealing ranges haven't been taught until now. If you would like to understand more about the hidden Goldbach dealing ranges, there's a link to Hoppy's book and his Discord below. If you would like to learn exactly how I trade time and price using my golden bullet trading strategy, which works for index futures, forex, metals, energies, and cryptos, there's a link to my mentorship below.